Let's take a look at another type of logarithmic equation that's really easy to solve. This type of problem involves the equality property of logarithms, which says if log base b of x is equal to log base b of y, then x is equal to y, which should seem to make sense. When we look at our if statement, log base b and log base b, these parts are the same. So we're dealing with two logs with the same base. The only difference is the x and the y. Well, if these two statements are equal to each other, then the x and the y have to be equal to each other as well. So when we have log base 3 of x plus 15 is equal to log base 3 of 6x, since the bases of the logs are the same, that means that the x plus 15 and the 6x has to be the same. Now we just solve it like normal. Subtract x from both sides. Divide both sides by 5, and x will equal 3. It's real easy to check that solution. Just plug it in. Plug 3 into the left side. We get log base 3 of 3 plus 15. That's log base 3 of 18. And for the other side, when we have log base 3 of 6x, that's 6 times 3, which is log base 3 of 18. So log base 3 of 18 is equal to log base 3 of 18. Here's one where you have to be a little bit more cautious. Log base 2 of x squared minus 4 is equal to log base 2 of 3x. Since our logs have the same base, that means that x squared minus 4 has to equal 3x. Now this is quadratic, and remember that we solve quadratics by getting it equal to 0 first. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides to get the right side to be 0. Then we can factor this quadratic into x and x, and factors of 4 would be 4 and 1. Negative 4 plus 1 make the negative 3 that we need in the middle. From our zero product property, we're multiplying two things together to equal 0. So that means x minus 4 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0. If x minus 4 equals 0, then x is equal to 4. If x plus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to negative 1. Now, that's great work. Gets you to two solutions. However, we do have an extraneous solution. We have to pay attention and make sure that we don't put anything negative into a log. We can't have a negative base, and we can't take the log of a negative number. So when I have x is equal to negative 1, if I were to plug that back into our original equation, log base 2, and when we have negative 1 squared minus 4, we get negative 3. We can't take 2 to a power and get a negative value. So log base 2 of negative 3 is impossible. So x equals negative 1 is not a solution. Our only solution is going to be x equals 4.